Hi guys, happy Monday. So I wanted to come on today, and what I wanted to talk about was our relationship with failure and our fear of failure, because I think it's one of those things that none of us may really have a very good relationship or a very good idea of how we feel about failing in life, and sometimes we can let failure overtake, and even the fear of failing, let it overtake and let it affect actually what we end up doing in life, because we're so consumed with the fear that we let that control whether we decide to start the business that we want to start, or do something new, or go into a new relationship, because it's so ingrained in us that failure is a bad thing that we end up letting that take over. So what I wanted to talk about today, and it's only because I heard a quote, which was fail early, fail often, and fail forward. And for me, I took that. When I hear fail forward, I think, right, so whenever I fail, that means I need to fail, but I also need to keep moving. So I need to learn from that failure. So whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's in my businesses or whether it's in a relationship, or, whether I've dated someone or whatever, but whenever I have experienced failure, I am now have retrained my brain to how I view failure and how I see it and how I deal with it, because I know that if I let the fear of failure consume me, and if I let the failure consume me, then that's when it'll have a large impact on my life in a negative way. And I want I want failure to be a positive thing, because it should be something that was celebrated. When we fail, that gives us the opportunity to learn. So failure shouldn't be a negative thing. When we fail, it should be, okay, I've failed, but I'm going to pick myself back up again, and I'm going to work out what it is, why I failed, why something didn't work out. So whether that's failed in a business, or when you start a new business, it's not going to be successful straight away. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to understand, that when you start a business, it's long and it's hard and it takes time, and you have to fail because you have to learn what works and what doesn't for you, because the same thing that works for one person might not work for you. So I think what I want to get out of today is helping people celebrate their failures rather than thinking that it's such a negative thing. And I would think we should all celebrate the fact that, yes, I might have failed doing something, or I might have had a failed relationship, but actually, what can I take from this failure and how can I move forward from it? Because I think sometimes even just the fear of failure can hold us back from even doing anything in the first place. So taking a chance on something new, starting the business that you've always wanted to, if you've got a dream, like taking yourself out of your comfort zone and doing something that you've never done before, that fear can sometimes consume you to the point where you think, well, I can't do that because what if it doesn't work? Whereas for me and my personal experiences, everything that is good in my life and everything that's been amazing and everything that's helped me grow into the person that I am today, and everything that I'm doing to get to where I want to be, has all happened because I've faced fear and gone, I'm going to do this anyway, whether it works or not. So when I moved abroad, this year, and I thought I'm going to move abroad, but I didn't go into it thinking this is definitely going to work for me. I didn't go into it thinking I'm 100% know exactly what I'm doing. Of course I didn't. I went and I thought, I'm going to give it a go, because I just feel like that's where I need to be at this point in my life, and something was guiding me to do that. But I could have the easier thing for me to do would have gone, no, you know what, I'm just going to stay in the same place. I'm not going to move out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to push myself out of my comfort zone because I'm too scared of failing or if it not working. Whereas in the past 3 months since I've made that decision and since I made that leap, I've probably grown so much as a person, to the point where I don't even recognise that person who was back in the UK 3 months ago. I'm completely a different person. I've grown so much. And if it wasn't for me going, I'm not scared of failure and I'm just going to go and do it anyway, whether this works or not, like, I wouldn't be in a position that I am now, where I'm actually growing my businesses to the point that I want to get them to, and becoming more confident, sure of myself, and trusting my own gut instincts, that I know when something's right or not, and I know when I should just go for it. I think everything that I've done on the other side of fear has always sort of, even whether I'm scared of failing or not, so even sort of, for example, coming out of a relationship, yes, it's scary because you're leaving the thing that you've known for so long, but also there's got to be something in you that's thinking, actually, as much as I'm scared of this and I've no idea why, or not no idea why, because you know why you're leaving a relationship and you understand why you're leaving a relationship, but it doesn't stop the feeling of fear nearly taking over that, to the point where you think it's so much easier to just stay in this relationship. It's a lot harder to leave the relationship and go, you know what, this is no longer serving me, this is no longer good for me, I'm going to remove myself from this situation, and whatever happens now, even though I'm scared, I know that the person that I want to be in the long run is going to thank me for this decision now. Because I talk about it a lot, and I say, the decisions that we make today, the decisions that you make today, this week, are going to have an impact on the person that you are in a year's time, in 5 years' time. And I think we need to appreciate that so much more, that if you make that one decision today and it's something that maybe scares you and you're scared of failing, whether it is starting that new business or whether it is taking that job that you want or that you think that you're not 100% sure that you can do, go and do it anyway and learn as you go along. And if you fail, pick yourself up. Like I said, that quote, fail early, fail often, and fail forward. Don't fall backwards when you fail and don't think I can't do this anymore. Do you think half of, the successful people in the world have gone, oh, well, I failed that one time, so it didn't work, so it doesn't work then? No, they go, right, okay, I failed, that didn't work. How can I learn from this failure and move forward? What can I learn from this failure to make my business better? Now, I failed so many times in my businesses this year. I've not done things 100% right all of the time, but I'm learning as I go along. And every time I do fail, I think, right, what can I learn from this? Every time I have a failed relationship, I think, what can I learn from this? Every time you go on a date and it doesn't go right, you think, right, what can I learn about myself? What can I take from this situation to go and grow as a person? Because I know the person that I want to be, and I'm not the person that I want to be yet. I know that I've got, probably another year's worth of growth to do to get to who I want to be, where I want to be, and the successful level that I want to be. But because I know the steps that I need to do to get there, and I know that I'm going to have to fail probably 100 more times to get to the person that I want to be. But the thing that I want you to take away from today is that failure is not a bad thing. Failure is not a negative thing. Failure should be seen as a positive thing. And every time we fail, we need to think, right, what can I learn from this and how can I move forward from this? So, even me coming on here and talking, Tash this time last year definitely wouldn't have been able to do this. She would have been too scared. She would have been thinking, oh my God, what would people think? Or who am I to talk about anything? Who's going to listen to me? Whereas now I just think, no, because I feel like I've found my true purpose. I know exactly where I'm meant to be, and I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to be doing right now. And everything that I've learned so far in my life has got me to where I am today. And I'm so proud of that. And all of that has happened because there's certain things in my life that I have done and the decisions that I've made, whether or not I've been scared to do it or not. Even me, for example, moving down to London 10 years ago, I was shit scared to do that. I got on a train on my own with one suitcase. I had nowhere to live. I was moving down on my own, and yeah, I could have easily just gone, you know what, I can't do this. I'm too scared. What if it doesn't work? But for some reason, I went, no, you know what? I feel like this is the right decision for me right now. And I know 100% that decision that I made 10 years ago has got me to where I am today. So really think about the decisions that you're making now. Are they helping you get to the person that you want to be in a year's time, in 6 months' time, in 5 years' time, whatever? But the decisions that you make, especially now going into a new year, think about where you want to be this time next year. Think about what you want to achieve. And if there is something that you're wanting to achieve, and or there is a business that you're wanting to set up, or you've got an idea for something but you're too scared, then please do not let the fear of failure hold you back, because I know, guaranteed, do you think the person you in 5 years' time is going to look back, and even if it didn't work out, but would you rather look back and go, you know what, at least I tried it? Or would you rather look back and go, oh, I still didn't do that, and it's 10 years down the line and I'm still in the same situation that I was 10 years ago. 10 years has passed and I'm still thinking about it. I know which one I'd rather be. I'd rather be the one that went, God, I tried that, and yeah, it might not have worked, but then it ended up bringing me into a different place or a different situation, or making me into a different, open up a different business, or, take me to a different job. It's like when you start a new job, you don't go into the job going, I know exactly what I'm doing now. I 100% know everything. You go to a job and you go, and even if you start a new job at the same time as somebody else, and somebody else is picking things up quicker than you are, and you end up comparing yourself, just stop doing that. You are on your own journey. We all are on our own journey. We all need to celebrate the fact that we're all individuals and that we're all different people. We're all on our own journeys. Like, I could compare myself to so many other coaches online, or so many other people that are doing the same business that I do, and thinking, oh, well, I'm not where they are, or I do things differently to what they do. Screw that. Like, I'm doing things how I want to do them, and I'm being authentic to me, and I'm going to learn from any failures that I make along the way, because I know that that's going to get me to be the person that I want to be in the future. So I just wanted to leave that on today, and I feel like I've talked for long enough, and I've literally just but this is one of the things that I'm really, really passionate about, is that we need to stop being scared of failing. Because if you think, there's so many things that we do in our lives that, if you, like when you go for your driving test and you fail the first time, do you then go, oh, well, I can't drive, I'm not going to do it anymore? No, you go, I need to book my next test again because I need to drive, and it's the same thing with anything that we do in lives. Anything we do in our life, we need to think, no matter what happens, or even if I fail when I'm building your business, or whether you're failing in a relationship, that's all leading you to the point where you're going to get the business that you want to, or you're going to build the business to be successful, because you're willing to put in the work, and you're willing to deal with those failures, and you're willing to deal with those knockbacks, because you know what your end goal is, and you're so passionate about your end goal that that whatever happens, you're so fixed on that end goal that you're like, whatever failure I go through, everything that I go through, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to move forward from this. So fail early, fail often, fail forward, and there's another quote, and it's like 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. And I think, how sad is that there's only 1% of people that are actually willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. And I know that I want to be that 1%, and I'm 100% sure that that is the person that I want to be, because I know that I want to make my dreams come true. We all have dreams. Do not let the fear of failure stop you from living the life that you want, or living the life of your dreams. Stop being scared, and stop worrying too much about the fear of failing, and do not let that overtake you making a decision, because it could actually be the best decision that you've ever made. Or it could help you move to be the person that you want to be in a year's time, 5 years' time. Hope you've taken some value from this today, and please always feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always happy to talk to anyone about anything to do with mindset moving forward. And I'm really excited that I'll be launching my New Year, New Me mindset program in January. So if anybody wants any information on that, then please just drop me a message. But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing week, and enjoying the run up to Christmas as well. But I will see you all soon.